Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. Let's just get on to Euro USD, and we're still very much stuck in this range, and it doesn't matter which way you draw it. I've got it slightly slanting, but it is a consolidation area. We do have CPI coming out today, which is probably what we're waiting for, and Euro ECB, European Central Bank, is also talking today. So let me just get this in, because there is a triangle, and that's very common of a consolidation phase. So nothing really going on this pair. Still sit and wait. There's nothing here. This is sideways. We're going to start dropping below some of these swing lows. So what I would actually do is delete that channel, take the high of Monday, and take the low of Monday. That is your range. You need to see a break of the high or the low before you start taking a trade in either direction. So and obviously we want to see the break and we want to see the retest before doing that. So that's a sit on hands. US dollar, Japanese yen, pretty much the same thing. You can see this is now the second week that we're heading into, where we're just sort of consolidating in the middle of these two upper levels, or upper and lower levels, should I say. And 129,984 is the level to the downside, and I would actually just go as far as putting that level in there, which you can see is the high of yesterday pretty much, at 135.79. We need to break that for the move to the upside, which would take us back to the upper side here at 131.219. Alternative, we need to start dropping below 129.984 to start targeting these gaps to the downside. Obviously the break needs to happen with a pullback to retest, so pretty much a sit on hands until that happens. And you'll probably see us just go sideways until the noise comes out mid-morning, and then you'll see a spike a little bit in the direction and then stabilize and then go sideways again until USA's CPI comes out later this afternoon. Moving on to the pound. So British pound, Japanese yen, no real change from yesterday, still hovering around the 155 here. Don't really trust it, not with the oscillators grouping to the downside. So for me, it's not a break and it's not support either. So another one which is probably going to be sit on hands until we get rid of whatever noise is coming out. And you can see we are, for all intents and purposes, sideways here. One thing that is leaning in the bear's favor is the oscillators are starting to drift apart, and if they cross over when they're apart like that, expect a spike to the downside. So well worth watching, and I would go as far as saying watch out for the London breakout strategy. Actually, just move that one there. So remember, first 7 bars, first 7 1-hour bars of the day, just draw your bottom level in and then draw your top level in. So that's the range. And if you see a break and a retest to the downside on a lower time frame, like a 5 or 15 minute, take that trade to the downside. Trend is down at the moment on hours, so that's kind of the direction that I would be going in. But if you look at the 15 minute, you can see potentially we have a reversal brewing. So if we do break the range to the upside, come back and test it, then you're looking for a short trade, or when I say short time frame trade, in either direction of the range. So if it breaks here to the upside, come back for the retest, you're long for the height of the range, same to the downside. But that's pretty much the only trade that I see on this pair. We're obviously waiting for noise, so we would probably be well advised for all of us just to wait for the noise as well. Moving on to British pound, so Euro British pound, we've got a crossover of the oscillators, and they're starting to point to downside. This is looking very, very dare I say toppy. Don't even think of the word like that, but anyway, it does look like a bit of a top. You've got an inside bar here, you've got a hanging man, and then you've got an engulfing bar here. For it to be validated, we need to get below 0.85135, but then I think you'll be held up by 0.84657. So trend is looking up, but you're looking for a pullback onto structure before jumping in long. And at the moment, that is not happening. We are still sideways. It does look like we are sort of moving to the downside, but we could actually just move a little bit further down to excuse me, down to 0.85135, and then just make a bigger range. So this is a clear sit on hands at the moment, and there's a lot going on in this pair. Bear that in mind. I'll keep talking about it. We've had this downward trend for the whole of 2021, and we are making attempts at the moment of getting above this area of resistance that we are fighting with here. So kind of foolish trying to find a long here, because look at all the selling that happened last year. So you'd want to see pull back on structure, hold the structure, and then another attempt to the weekly 155. Oscillators, sorry, the indicator, listen to me this morning, the moving averages are still in a bearish pattern, so they're still pointing to the downside. So just be cautious with this one. It could actually just be a bit of a messy pullback for another move to the downside. So this area that we're in here is very significant. So hence why I have no interest in going long up there. I want to see pullback. I want to see support found lower down, and then we would look for some opportunities back to the upside. If that fails, then I would reverse the decision and start looking for moves to the downside, and I expect that downtrend to continue. Anyway, that's kind of me for Forex today. Really messy. We're waiting for a lot of noise to come out today and tomorrow. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait. Be patient. I don't think there's any trades for me on Forex today, but we'll have a look at the indexes now and see what's happening there. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.